Нажміть, будь ласка, на кнопку. Дякую.
Шановні колеги,
Good morning, dear colleagues. Today we welcome here our colleagues from France. In particular, we'll hear Quentin, who is the president of Cosmopolitan Project Foundation, also Tetiana Kupisovska, who is a spokesperson for the campaign in Ukraine, Anastasiia Chornohorska, project coordinator of Open Dialog Foundation, and Katerina and Hanna Chepuras, who are representatives of the Visich movement, and we'll talk about the organizing of a large-scale campaign to free Nadia Savchenko from imprisonment in Russian Federation. So the floor goes to Quentin.
Translate. Bonjour, donc Quentin Guillemain, je suis le président de Cosmopolitan Project Foundation. Peut-être tu peux traduire en même temps. Et donc je suis heureux d'être ici aujourd'hui pour lancer cette campagne de pétition, cette campagne citoyenne en faveur de la libération de Nadia Savchenko.
Доброго дня, мене звуть Quentin Guillemain, я президент організації Cosmopolitan Project Foundation, і сьогодні я прибув сюди з метою взяти участь у цій конференції з метою, яка організована.
Today, I'm Quentin Guillemain, I'm president of the NGO Cosmopolitan Project Foundation, and we'll talk about organizing a campaign in order to free Nadia Savchenko. Generally speaking, we are very much concerned about the situation with Nadia Savchenko, that she is now imprisoned, and this is why we decided to organize this campaign, which will be about freeing her from the imprisonment. Many organizations took part in organizing this campaign, like Visich and the Open Dialog Foundation, and I'm very happy that the people who have come here today are taking an active part in organizing this campaign. Within this campaign, the priorities have been two issues. First, organizing a petition on the internet to collect signatures to release Nadia Savchenko from imprisonment, and we have collected almost 45,000 signatures, and the second stage is to send this petition to the president's administration so that they conduct negotiations which have to result in freeing Nadia Savchenko from imprisonment. Generally speaking, this issue concerns a lot of Ukrainians because they took an active part in supporting this campaign, and also if this campaign succeeds, and we hope that it will, then we will hope that Nadia Savchenko soon comes home to her family. And you can still sign the petition at a certain address. So I call upon you to take part in signing the petition and collecting signatures for this petition. And now I give the floor to Tetiana, who will talk in detail about her organization. Thank you, Quentin. I'm Tetiana Kupisovska. I'm a student of the Kyiv National Linguistic University. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your support, for coming here, and please join our activities. Why this is important today, this petition? First of all, it is important for us Ukrainians because our compatriot is imprisoned, and we do have to show solidarity with her. This is also important for our society and civil society, which is a guarantor of international law. This is also, you know, Nadia is not just a prisoner, she is a symbol of our freedom and democracy, and the fight for her means protecting our independence and the rule of law. Inactivity and inaction here shows that the fate of a person does not mean anything. When the Soviet history is being repeated on the territory of independent Ukraine, and when the dignity of a person is being put down, and the world is waking up to the situation, seeing that something has to be done, that's why it is very important to join the petition. Why students are so active? Because the students are the flower of the nation, and they are the future of our nation. They will build our nation in the future, and they do not want to live, they want to live in an independent country where law rules and where everybody is able of defending themselves. Also, this is a powerful tool for anti-propaganda, which we badly need. So I think that this petition will unite us, will make us stronger, and make every citizen more aware of what they are. Today we have almost 50,000 signatures, with number rising every day. We're talking to student councils and different universities in order to involve different universities in supporting our campaign. So today we're asking you and mass media and our partners and friends to join the campaign, to sign the petition, so that we can act actively, so that we involve the support from European parliamentarians, and we'll try to do something to the Russian bodies of power, and we have to achieve this within shortest time possible. Thank you. Glory to Ukraine.
Good morning, dear colleagues. Foundation Open Dialogue. One of the first pay attention to Nadia Savchenko case. We organized monitoring missions to court processes in the Russian Federation. We prepared reports on what was happening with her case, and those reports were most of all were for European politicians and audience and journalists. In such a way, we were trying to make public this case, and such publicity has its results. For all skeptical people who believe that this doesn't make sense to make it public, what is happening. that it's better to be silent and for the investigation to be quiet. But in Russia, there is no justice, and only public pressure can become that instrument which can fight against so-called Russian justice. Now we see that Nadia Savchenko became an MP. She's a delegate from Ukraine to Parliamentary Assembly, and they mentioned her in the resolution, and they requested to liberate her. So we can compare that with the cases of other Ukrainian political prisoners who are in Russian Federation, and we don't know much about their cases. We don't know how court proceedings are taking place. We just learn about facts, about their verdicts. So we call you to make it as public as possible, this case, and to make information public about all the events related to Savchenko. We invite colleagues from other organizations to get involved into activities, into signing the petition. We invite journalists to continue to cover this case and all the aspects of it. So-called aspects of Russian justice. So we hope that together, because of pressure of the broad community from Ukraine and European community, we will be able to achieve our main goal, to liberate Nadia Savchenko. Thank you. Good morning. Katya Chubara from Vitsich Civic Movement. Different to the majority of Ukrainian society, Nadia Savchenko understands that her imprisonment is not just the step to imprison her as a person, though that's also important. She understands that this is the spit into the face of Ukrainian people, that she was unbreakable, and they decided, okay, we'll close her and you won't do anything. It's very important. I support the previous spokespersons, because only publicity has influence on the situation, because there is no justice at all. They can liberate her only if Putin wants that. And at present, silence, inactivity of the majority of many people, students, politicians, etc. That means that her sacrifice is a waste, and she suffers, and she is on hunger strike, and she doesn't have a lot of time. I'm shocked how all refuse to help this campaign. Everybody says, yes, we support, we believe that she should be liberated, but a few would like to participate in the campaign. Organization recently organized such a campaign, write a letter to Nadia Savchenko. A lot of people participated, but in the scale of Ukraine, it's a few. So just to go to the post office to buy an envelope, to put a stamp and to write a letter. A few people agreed to do that. So it's a fault of the civic sector, because the issue of liberation of Nadia Savchenko is suspended. Lots of people decided that nothing can be done, and they expressed their position, and there is no other influence on Putin. It's not true. A month ago, we tried to speak to different diasporas in different countries. We called them to spread leaflets about liberation of Nadia Savchenko, and to write that day 83, day 84 of her hunger strike. We organized events in front of embassies, etc. But the sad truth is this average European doesn't know anything about Nadia Savchenko, why she is imprisoned and where she is. So they don't understand the situation at all. And the only way, the only instrument we have, we need to spread the information among common people. We need to reach common Europeans who live their common life and who are not politically or civically active, or who participate in different moments. For that to happen, we need to unite efforts. We need to hold campaigns, activities in all the countries. not in organized fashion. We need to spread that petition. We need to collect signatures. It's a very important aspect how people express their unhappiness with such a situation, and this is a great gesture to support Nadia. If she understands that she wasted her time there, and she can say whatever they want, whatever investigators from Russia want, and if she confesses that she is Banderivka, etc., and to save her life in that way, it's something which we should not do, and we should support her with this international campaign, because the goal of her hunger strike is in that she protests against unlawfulness. We also should do that. We are free. We are fed. We have more opportunities than she has, and we should use that broadly. We should ask all the politicians, and because not all methods are expired, and not everything is done. We will try to participate in this campaign. Whatever we can do, we will do. Thank you. Good morning, my name is Hanna Chipura. I represent Visic, Swek I will not speak Poland. The only thing I would like to ask our Ukrainians as to the petition. A lot of people are skeptical about signing petitions, because in our country petition is okay, you send, and it has no influence, no effect. But when after speaking to our foreign colleagues, we learned that abroad in European countries, petition, especially with a big number of people, that's a very influential instrument. So when you lobby when you go to lobby an issue, and when you want to get support of politicians, and you have a petition signed by hundreds of thousands of people, that has an impression. And it's not like you represent the interests of 10 people. So it's important to sign that petition. It will not stop with the petition. If we collect 50,000, we'll move on. That's just an instrument. A petition is just one of the stages, and there will be others. We will we will consider the situation. And also, I see that in our society, many people forget about Savchenko. And a few people, several weeks ago, on Sofia Square, came to the meeting with the request. There were just a few people in Paris, in London, in Poland. There were more people at meetings. Shame on us. She is on hunger strike. She is imprisoned. She is in the Russian Federation. And to write a letter, to participate in a meeting, to sign a petition, these are such a little things. But if every second, every third person does that, as one friend from France told, why European politicians, European people should fight for you if you don't fight for yourself. So please don't forget about that. Thank you.
Any questions? Any questions? While you're thinking, there is a question from me, and my first question is to Quentin. You said that at the moment this petition is in 4 languages, and tomorrow it will be in 6 languages. So what are these languages? And among those almost 50,000 people who have already signed the document, what's the percentage of Europeans, French and other nations' representatives? Thank you for your question. The petition is in Ukrainian, Russian, French, and English, and it will be also in Polish. So the petition today is in Ukrainian, Russian, French, and English, and we also want to translate it into German and Polish, as in these countries there's a numerous Ukrainian diaspora and a lot of organizations that want to join this campaign, who are already planning to take a very active part in this campaign. As far as the percentage of Europeans who have signed the petition, I can't be precise because we don't have detailed statistics as yet. So I presume that a priori most of the signatories of this petition are Ukrainians, but of course this has to be multiplied. I want to say that this campaign is more of a priority for Ukraine, so a priori the majority of signatories have to be Ukrainians. This is important for Ukrainians. We have another question. And my question is both for Quentin and other participants. You're talking about the petition about Nadia Savchenko, but are you also looking into the case of Oleg Sentsov and other guys who were kidnapped in Crimea a year ago? As we're talking today, that as we think that the Nadia Savchenko campaign is a priority, but still this is a good opportunity to involve the cases of other political prisoners who are imprisoned in Russian Federation. But Nadia Savchenko is a priority now because she's in a very difficult situation. She's on hunger strike, and this is very dangerous. Today, this is very important to involve in other people in trying to release other political prisoners. I want to say that, in principle, this is Ukraine that has to apply efforts here. Of course, European countries are ready to provide help, but this is Ukraine and Ukrainian politicians who have to be more active. I'll add something. Why this is more complicated now to look into the cases of other Ukrainian political prisoners, because they are less public. In particular, the lawyers of the kidnapped Crimeans signed an agreement not to make public the materials of the investigations. That's why we know almost nothing about how the case is going, and usually we know about the court hearings post factum, because investigators do not contact press at all, so it is much harder to gain support for this campaign. Thank you. Any other questions? So my short question to Quentin about France. You are now collecting signatures to this petition, and you try to make this topic vocal, but it's not a secret that there is a very low presence of Nadia Savchenko's topic in French media. What has to be done in order to attract more media attention to this case, and what are you going to do in this respect after you finish your case with the petition? You know, the entire object of this campaign is to attract media's attention and then to involve political leverage to secure the release of Ms. Savchenko, and also, you know, to make Russia adhere to the Minsk agreements and to attract the attention of Europe to this case. Again, I say that one of the objects is the flaring up of media attention in France and Europe, and also to wake up the consciousness of those politicians who may take part in solving this issue, and to appeal to the international law, because this is not just a political question. This is also the question and the issue of the international law, and we have to attract the attention of political players to this fact. Yes, this is a very high priority issue in France, because this is the main aim of this project and campaign, to spread the information in the French press, and we think that this is not just a political issue, it is more of a legal character, and we have to involve politicians here, and we involve not just politicians but mass media to spread this information, to provide a more detailed explanation of this situation to the French media. And of course, the issue of spreading, disseminating this information in the media is also a priority for Ukraine and for other countries in Europe. So we have to cover this information more and to provide more detailed explanation and information on this case.